Well, my name is Brian Lendrum, and I have a market garden here on the marge of Lake Laberge.
I understand composting is one of your pet passions.
It's absolutely the center of our whole garden. I think of compost as our most important crop.
Now, I happen to know on the Ross Lendrum farm that you have animals. So do you add your animal manure to your compost piles?
We have separate piles for the animal manure just because it's not particularly convenient to bring it from the barn over here to the garden. We compost the barn scraps separately, and when they're composted, we put them right on the beds, right along with the compost that we've made in the garden. We put that on the beds as well. In Yukon, the secret of a good compost is water and air. So if you just leave the compost lie, it will take forever to mature and make good soil.
You turn them over by hand? That's hard work, actually.
Yes, it is. The turning, of course, has the effect of making sure that you get oxygen in there, because all of those little critters in there that are working away so hard for you, they all need to breathe and they all need oxygen to live out their little lives. The stuff that you put in the compost is, of course, very important. The rule of thumb is 30 carbon to 1 nitrogen, which basically is 30 brown to 1 green.
So are your compost piles still frozen?
They are mostly thawed out now. We are getting close to the end of May and they have mostly thawed out. But I have a trick for that. I have a 2-compartment compost pile. You can just lift these boards out to make it easier to move the compost from one side to the other. This near side to me is still a little bit frozen from last winter, and I'm scraping the stuff off as it thaws and throwing it over to the other side, and then it'll start to compost. It's hard to put a number on how much time I spend at it, but it certainly is at least as much as I spend on other crops. If I really want my best quality compost, then I will screen it by, it's not very sophisticated method. So we can do this by the hour.
I do this by the hour.
You really get the feel of your soil, and you get lots of soil under your fingernails, which is a badge of honor. And we can just back onto the ground and we'll scrape it back into the compost pile. And underneath in the wheelbarrow,
it's beautiful.
Oh,
are you holding on to that?
Yes.
It's
soft.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That will be dandy for our most tender little seedlings.
Just smell it. Oh, it smells great. Compost smells beautiful.
If the compost has been really hot, most weed seeds and most nasty bugs and things can't tolerate that kind of heat. Just test that temperature of the compost there. Just stick it right into the middle of the pile, and you can see as it goes, as the temperature goes up. A good hot compost is really important for so many things. Whatever comes out of it is quite reliable.
How long does it take for a compost pile to be ready to put on your garden?
You can get compost from spring to fall, or from, let's say, from fall into the following summer.
Brian, that was fantastic. I'm ready to go home and scrape a layer off of the top of my compost and get it oxygenated.
Oh, I think you'll find it really, really comes to life.
This is a pretty skookum one. Where did you get it?
We got this from the dump.
Used to be you could go shopping in the dump.